Alright, here we go, right? This is how we roll. Sometimes we do different things, but this is a very dirty engine bay. The valve cover's been cleaned up Mickey Mouse, but it's just got all the old mud stains on it, whatever you get that. We've got some nice new injectors in there. The alignment's awesome. And we're undecided about what we do in EGR manifold clean wise at the moment. It's got to be a value for money option. And I want to surprise you a bit. Look at that. Oh my God. Anyway, we just got the inlets taped up because you can do that if you like, if you put it back together and you need a bit more time. Yep, we've demonstrated this before. That looks pretty bad, like a dirty old rotten volcano or something. I don't know what else you describe it by. You can put it in the comments how you describe it. But did you notice there's a bit of a lip there? And it was pretty bad in the elbow, and the worst of it could be right there. And we actually can't see further down at the moment. So we're going to clean the first inch down out of the way, no further. Scrape, lift it out with a spoon. We've got a spoon system going on, a bit like your favourite chocolate mud cake, except you're not going to eat it because it ain't chocolate, it's bloody charcoal mud cake or something. Anyway, we're going to scrape the first inch out, and I'll come back and show you what it looks like then and try and help you understand how we decide if it needs a manifold clean. Alright, so yeah, 15 minutes or something, bit of a scrape and a vac, just pulling most of it out there. That's what came out from there. That allows us to see past where we could before. Now it's going to be hard. I've only got the light on the camera here, which I thought might work out good. Let's get down in there and see what the video says about it, right? Let's have a good look at that. I'm going to have to bring it out and have a look for myself in the video. Of course, it looks like the guts of a bloody volcano, right? Of course it does. And a lot of people going, oh, I'd clean that. Well, just remember, $1,000, right? It's a lot of work to get all this whole manifold off, get all that clean. Then you're going into the ports of the head, gaskets, coolant, whatever, because we do it, probably drop out all the coolant and that, you know, and nice and clean. So when it's someone's money, it can't be just, oh, do that. Of course we'd love to do it and like it all perfect, but is it going to give any performance benefit, longevity benefit, any preventive maintenance benefit, performance, fuel economy, anything? Well, it depends how bad it is, but like that, I'm undecided. I need to get in there without a camera and have a good look, and I'm about to do that. So I'll let you know, but I just wanted to show you what we can see so far. The worst of it is usually around about there, and even we've been fooled a few times where we've gone, oh yeah, that's bad, mate, we better do this. And even sometimes when we haven't, and after we go, oh, maybe we should have done that, you know, and you sort of think about it, and you know what, all the ones you do, you get it off and you go, oh, this is not that bad, what are you doing this for? So that's our position on it. I'm going to get in there and have a look, and I'll let you know some more info, what I decide, and anything else relevant to this video once we know it. You have to forgive me because I'm not holding it correctly. I'm using the wrong hand, holding the camera. Who remembers Dr. Feelgood, mate? Just doing a video, one sec. Who remembers Dr. Feelgood, right? Dr. Feelgood, right? It's a bit of a Dr. Feelgood, right? Dr. Feelgood was on Fox FM, and I don't know, for whatever reason, I just thought of a bit of a Dr. Feelgood because I thought I'm going to put the gloves on and it ain't going to feel good. And I thought, we just made up this new name right now called, this is, we're going to do a Dr. Feelgood because we put the glove on and we're going for an examination. And that's what I did. I did an examination, and I tried, this is the way I like to judge it, right? Like I said, sorry about the camera thing, but the stories, it's a happening thing, right? So basically, when we got the spoon and cleaned that mess out, it was just what's around the top there. Now, down the port and everything like that, not too bad, but that's the worst of it. We can get that out, right? But the key thing is when we reach forward up that way in the manifold, which we haven't cleaned yet, and I bend my fingers and I'm scraping like that with my nails, you can see what's going on there, right? That's the worst of it right there. I'm showing you real, right? So there's not that there's nothing in there, but it was about 1 to 2, maximum, I wouldn't even say 3 millimeters. Like what I was scraping going back and forth, I had my hand in there for a fair bit scraping around, doing a bit of a Dr. Feelgood, and it felt pretty good actually. There's no way that I would take that manifold off and clean it. What's going to happen now? 300,000 Ks. Let me get this Dr. Feelgood glove off. Okay, so I said Dr. Feelgood enough times. We're all clean again, just the way we like to be. And what we're going to do now is spend about an hour cleaning, and that is the EGR and everything's already clean. What we can see there, we're going to pull as much as we can out of there, and that's going to most of what was in the E-jar valve, the elbow, and the start of the manifold. It's going to be at least 90% of any cubic, millimeter content of anything that was in there. That's measurable. It's not going to be bad down the ports. Been there, done that, checked them out, had them off, looked at cameras, whatever you want to do. But what's going to happen, what I wanted to explain is, because it's an older engine with 300,000 Ks or whatever, they're a bit worn, they've got a bit more blow by, so a bit more oil goes through the intake system, which we like the oil in intake, which is another reason we don't really like catch cans. You can do whatever you want, each their own. I'm not going to judge you if you've got a catch can, it's up to you. It just means you weren't educated, you haven't watched the videos, you don't understand the systems. I understand that. I can't save the world, I probably can, but anyway, that's another story. The point is, without too much E-jar and more oil, what it does once they get older, it just pushes the oil, sort of washes it through. So anything that's left, remember, oil's got cleaners in it, right? I've seen this, I know it works. I've seen manifolds that weren't cleaned and then they come off later and there's the streaks of oil down the bottom of the ports like this, right? Where the oil's been sitting and then the engine, the air's rushing through. And it's like a self-cleaning whatever. It's like something else that's self-cleaning, you know what I mean? Like an oven, it's self-cleaning. Anyway, it's like, once you sort it out, if you reduce the flow of the E-jar and that sort of thing, you know what I'm talking about, 7mm, and you've got the oil in there, it self-cleans. If you put the catch can, then you have got less oil and less that, it can still cake up again. We've seen that. Still waiting on some results from someone specifically on how bad that is. But anyway, we'll get this clean and I'll show you roughly. Look, it's got to end somewhere. We're not going to spend bloody hours doing this, right? We're going to spend about an hour, the best we can do in about an hour. I'll show you what it looks like and we'll get it back together. All right, so this is a little way down the road, I don't know, half an hour, whatever, more or less. And I've said that'll do, because look, you can polish it till it's all, alloy color all the way, but it just doesn't matter. We can spend another hour to get that shiny alloy color happening. But the point is, we spent the time to get down in the port, reach around and reconfirm by cleaning exactly how much came out as to what's in there. If you pull a whole heap out of there, if it's straight down, that's one thing, but if it's up to the left on the roof of the manifold, feeling back to your left, what did I call it again? Dr. Feelgood. If you do a Dr. Feelgood, I just invented that today, sorry. That's why I said it too many times. I know I got a bit excited, small things, but look, I did a Dr. Feelgood. So from now on, when I talk in videos about doing a Dr. Feelgood, if you haven't watched this one, people don't know what's going on, right? So maybe I'll put in the description, I'll put Dr. Feelgood so then anyone can search it. But anyway, if you do a Dr. Feelgood and there's nothing there, there's no need to pull the manifold off generally. You put a camera in if you like and look at the ports and all that sort of thing. But even when we've seen them worse than this and pulled manifolds off, we've sometimes regretted it slightly, if you know what I mean, because as I said, it adds quite a cost. We always consider that. Anyway, now that's all clean enough. We're happy, right? Clean enough. You can have a bit more of a look if you want, right? So there's a bit of black there, a bit of shiny, a bit of alloy. Like I said, doesn't matter if it's black or alloy, it's still going to perform the same. As long as there's no bits left in there to get sucked into your engine and your intake, any solid bits, which with this one, it wasn't soft. Sometimes they're soft and they're like if you squeeze a tube of toothpaste all wet and, just comes out. And sometimes they're dry and hard and crusty. If it's dry and hard and crusty, you don't want that going in, and that's probably never going to self-clean. This one was still something in between, a bit soft, yeah, but not hard, but not soft sort of thing. What we do, we run the vacuum, right? So you've probably seen in other videos, we stick the vacuum in there and just make sure any loose particles that could have got, dislodged or whatever, that are not, just sitting there waiting to get sucked in. Not a big deal. I don't think you're going to do permanent damage, but it's good to be sure. So just give it a vac afterwards. That's just, this video was, the idea of it was to help you decide to do the right thing, whether you should pull the manifold or not. Why? Because it is a much bigger job than the injectors and the E-jar clean, if you know what I mean. So anyway, now time for us. We're going to, next step of this job, I'll just give you a little bonus tip, sort of stuff that's in the VIP group. We will get all the pipes ready, make sure everything's clean, and bang, the tape will come off there, and we'll put the fuel pipes in. 4, 3, 2, 1, that's the order we do them in. Our little tip for you in this video is, We torque up number 2 fuel pipe at the common rail before we put number 1 pipe in place because it does get in the way of it a bit. Depends what tools you use, of course. That's what we find. Anyway, we're out of here. Bada bing, bada boom. Please subscribe and turn the bell on if you haven't already, and give us a thumbs up if you got something of that. Hopefully you learnt something. We did. See ya.